Well, welcome back, everybody. It is great to be with you. Boy, what a crazy last several weeks it's been, right? So we went ahead and, of course, our vacation home was destroyed by a tornado. Then we went ahead and I was in Italy for the week doing the trading competition, which I was blessed enough to win. Then we came back for the monster Wealth 365 summit there, and boy, was that something special across the board. And then last week here, I had some meetings early in the week out of the state, and then because all the wonderful things happening with wealth charts and that. And then we went ahead and spent the rest of the week trying to talk to student family and helping get everybody situated here. And so now I can finally be with you here. So as we're kicking off this week, there's a lot to talk about. First things first, this area, these double magenta lines that I've been talking about here. Let me get some of the trading off the board there. I've been talking about these for months. I've been talking about these, and really, it's well over a year if you really want to be accurate about it, right? Because these were the key areas that were broken through. Then they were support until broken. Then they became resistance, and then we just unfortunately could never really look back from it being resistance. It was retested back in August of last year. So if you guys have been following my videos, you've heard about these key support levels and resistance levels for quite some time. But that's the beauty. It works. It does what it's supposed to do, and I can trade around it subsequently from there. So where we're at right now is a couple things. You'll recall, and this is something I shared in Italy during the trading competition, so I want to make sure everybody is reminded here. We have all these resistance levels right here where we're at. We have falling long-term resistance. We have IRB, institutional resistance, right where we're hanging in there right now. And all this is kind of holding us back until such time as we could get above these key resistance areas, make them support, and even then you got distribution right up there as well. So you got a lot of overhead resistance that's got to be dealt with. But with that being said, there are net we're more bullish here in the short term. I want a weekly chart's very bearish still. I want to be clear, but short term we've had some bullishness bouncing off of local support. Okay, so with all that being said, just to kind of put in perspective here, what I've been focusing on is looking for those short-term long opportunities. We had a little bit of room to grow for the resistance up above on the weekly chart, and the daily chart was more bullish. And of course, every time the market starts to go down, the shorts pile in here, and so as soon as it pushes back up, they can rip roar to the upside. And that happened here today. We get the short side, and then this market would just go rip roar to the upside and blow a lot of those shorts out of the market. So you'll see here, like with my ITP tools, you see the champion setup, the Pro RT, you see the acceleration alerts and rapid trade identifiers. You'll see then the dual trend indicators here, and then down below you've got our triggers all firing off, and they were firing off with throttling, which means then we're expecting continuations, right? So then over here, same thing, champion setups, Pro RT. You had acceleration alerts, which said, hey, be on the lookout for acceleration alerts and rapid trade identifiers, which we got right over here. You look down below here, and you're getting the dual momentum trend indicators again, and then throttling. What does all this mean? It means we're looking for continuations to the upside, right? So you can see here in general why I was focused on the long side trade. There was short side as well, but it's real important to understand that on the short side here, I was basically going against that daily trend. And yes, there was room to grow to the downside, but from my perspective, there was also room to grow to the upside. So I'd rather just take the with trend trade. So as we break that down a different way for you here, for all of you that are fortunate enough to have wealth charts, you can see here that the hourly trend was, in fact, we came right down. These do not repaint. We came right down there on the the NASDAQ 1 hour chart, right down to the champion trend. And what ended up happening from there is that this went ahead and bounced right off and started pushing right back up. And that's part of what led to those great long side opportunity. Also, just keep in mind that net, when I want to look for long side trading, if these are green on the champion cross and green on the champion trend, I want to be looking for long. So when the market's firing off here with the champion trend tools, right, I got wealth signals, which usually appear where, gang? Right near the beginning of a trend. I had breakout forecasters, which appear where? usually near the beginning of a trend, right? And we had fresh champion trends going back there. Over here, you had fresh champion trends, and then you had wealth signals and breakout forecasters, right? So both of these different individual moves here focused on long side opportunities, which were then with the hourly chart and more importantly with the daily chart there as well. So that's why my focus over here was on the long side trading today, and that's what I did. Okay, now as far as the bigger picture, that what I'm doing here effectively, just so everybody understands, I'm kind of keeping my powder dry. Ted's keeping his powder dry on the swing trading ideas at this particular moment because we have the FOMC. We need to get through the FOMC guidance here because otherwise it's basically just a gamble, and I don't like to gamble. I like to have the probabilities is very much so in my favor to levels that are far beyond luck. And so what I want to do is I want to wait to see what happens with the FOMC. So just to be clear, I am intraday trading there, but then I'm going and flattening out so that I can sleep like a baby and I don't have to worry about what blows up overnight or what blows up during the FOMC. And then once the FOMC resolves itself, then I can get back in there and then we can look to see what's going to happen from a more of a swing trading basis. There are select swing trading opportunities out there, but right now within the extreme proximity to the FOMC, we can wait a couple more days to get that information to make far more sound decisions going forward, because that will dramatically change the landscape. And then I can pull up my sector scanning tools and my wealth scanning tools and then find really exciting swing trade opportunities to look at from there. In the meantime, like I said, kind of focusing on trading wherever I can with that trend of the day to benefit from, even with small, like Mondays, as you guys know, it's kind of crazy for me after the weekends, after a lot of student family coming out. We had an 8-hour accelerator class on Saturday. We already got all the videos up for you guys. That was supposed to be a 4-hour accelerator, ended up being an 8-hour accelerator class. Wow, what an incredible class. And the feedback has just been astronomical on that. So, and the videos are already up. So get in there, look at those things. That'll tie you over until the FOMC comes out here, and then build these skills, because there's going to be so many incredible opportunities to come, both on a day and a swing trading basis in the days and weeks to come, especially after we clear the FOMC. So we'll be talking a lot more about both of those in the near future, but I wanted to give you kind of the bigger picture of the long-term year-plus discussions I've been having with you versus the short-term, and why I'm going ahead and taking the trades that I'm taking here on the long side and on an intraday basis today, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just kind of giving you updates across the board. It's great to be back with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in upcoming videos here throughout the week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, gang. Bye-bye.